A woman in Bristol saved £1,400 last year on groceries. She did not use coupons. She did not bulk buy. She did not switch to some miserable diet of tinned beans and value bread. She used self-checkout. Not by stealing, not by swapping barcodes, by knowing the rules that supermarkets wrote themselves, but pray you never read. Number 17 on this list is so effective that Tesco reportedly changed their till software because of it. Number 9 is something staff do every single shift but would never tell a customer. And number 3 has been confirmed legal by trading standards, yet every person who uses it feels like they are about to get arrested. These 25 loopholes exist because supermarkets designed self-checkout to save themselves money. They just never expected you to use it to save yours. Let us count them down. Number 25. The loose produce swap. Every supermarket in Britain sells 2 versions of the same fruit and vegetables, pre-packed and loose. A bag of 6 Royal Gala apples in Tesco costs around £2.40. 6 loose Royal Galas from the same display, scanned individually at self-checkout, costs about £1.60. That is a 30% saving on identical apples. The same gap exists for onions, peppers, carrots, mushrooms and potatoes. Supermarkets charge a premium for the plastic bag and the convenience of not weighing anything. At self-checkout, you weigh loose produce yourself in seconds. The machine does not judge you. It does not care that you just saved 80 pence on mushrooms. Over a full weekly shop with 5 or 6 loose swaps, you trim £3 to £4 off the bill without changing a single thing you eat. The products are the same. Grown on the same farms, delivered on the same lorries, stacked by the same shelf fillers at 6 in the morning. The price is not. Pre-packed exists because supermarkets know most people will not bother weighing. They bank on your laziness. Self-checkout makes bothering take 10 seconds, and those 10 seconds are worth 80 pence every single time. Number 24. The forgotten price match. Sainsbury's, Tesco and Asda all run price match schemes. But here is what most people miss. The price match applies at the point of sale, including self-checkout. Sainsbury's Aldi price match means hundreds of everyday items, milk, bread, pasta, rice, tinned tomatoes, are locked to Aldi's price. You do not need to claim anything. The discount is already on the shelf price. But most shoppers walk past the small orange Aldi price match labels without registering what they mean. Building your weekly shop around those labels alone can cut 15 to 20% off your trolley. The labels are on the shelf edge, not the product. Most people never look down. Number 23. Scanning the multi-pack, buying the single. A 4-pack of Andrex costs £3.50. A single roll costs £1. 4 singles cost £4. You already know the multi-pack is cheaper. But here is what most people do not realize. Sometimes the single item is on promotion and the multi-pack is not. A single tin of Heinz beans on offer at 55 pence beats a 4-pack at £3.20. That is £2.20 for 4 tins versus £3.20. Self-checkout lets you scan 4 individual tins without anyone raising an eyebrow. There is no queue pressure, no cashier speed. You can check every unit price on the shelf label before you scan a thing. Number 22. The unit price rule. Every shelf label in every British supermarket is legally required to show the unit price. Cost per kilogram, per litre, per 100 grams. Supermarkets know most people look at the big number, the total price. They rely on it. A 400-gram box of branded cereal at £3 looks cheaper than a 1-kilogram bag of own brand at £3.50. But the unit price tells the truth. The branded box costs £7.50 per kilo. The own brand bag costs £3.50, less than half. At self-checkout, there is no rush. You can compare unit prices on the shelf, pick the genuine cheapest, and scan at your own speed. Cashier lanes create pressure to keep moving. Self-checkout removes it. That 5 extra seconds of reading saves 50 pence per item. Across 20 items, that is £10. Number 21. The yellow sticker ambush. Reduced items get their yellow stickers at predictable times. Most large Tesco stores do their first markdown around midday. The second, deeper cut hits between 6 and 8 in the evening. Sainsbury's often starts reductions at 5. Morrison's varies, but late afternoon is common. Asda tends towards 7. Self-checkout handles yellow stickers without issue. You scan the barcode on the sticker, not the original. But here is the real trick. Many stores do a final reduction 30 minutes before closing. Meat, bread, ready meals, all slashed to 10 or 20 pence. One woman in Leeds built her entire weekly meal plan around what she found in the final reduction window. She averaged £11 for a full week of family dinners. Her freezer was stacked with reduced chicken breasts, mince and salmon fillets, bought for pennies on the pound. The key was having a plan, but staying flexible. You go in knowing you need protein for 5 nights, but let the yellow stickers decide whether it is chicken or pork. That flexibility is where the real money lives. Number 20. The supermarket own brand tier system. Every major supermarket runs 3 tiers: value, standard and premium. Tesco has Stockwell, Tesco and Tesco Finest. Sainsbury's runs Stamford Street, Sainsbury's and Taste the Difference. The value tier is not inferior food. It is the same factories, often the same recipes, with plainer packaging. Stockwell baked beans are made in the same facility as the standard ones. The difference is the label and 30 pence. Across a full shop, switching even half your basket from mid-tier to value saves between £8 and £12 per week. Self-checkout makes this painless. No one sees your basket. No one judges the plain white packaging. You scan, you pay, you leave. The savings are yours and nobody else's business. A family in Sheffield switched their entire weekly shop to value tier and tracked the difference for 3 months. They saved £41 a month without noticing any drop in quality. Their kids could not tell the difference between Stockwell fish fingers and bird's eye. Nobody could. Number 19. Scan as you shop, then switch. Tesco Club Card. Scan as you shop and Sainsbury's Smart Shop let you scan items with your phone as you walk round the store. But here is what most people do not realize. You can see your running total in real time. If the basket creeps past your budget, you put things back before you reach the till. No awkward queue removals. No cashier waiting while you decide. You can also spot pricing errors as you go. If the shelf says £1.50, but the app scans at £1.80, you catch it in aisle 4, not at the checkout. Some users report saving between 5 and 10% purely through real-time budget visibility. Seeing the number climb as you shop changes your behavior entirely. It turns impulse purchases into conscious decisions. Number 18. The Club Card price trap in reverse. Tesco Club Card prices are marketed as savings, and they are. But they are also anchored against inflated, non-Club Card prices. A block of Cathedral City shows £6 without Club Card, £3.50 with it. Sounds like a bargain. But a block of Tesco own brand mature cheddar, nearly identical in blind taste tests, costs £2.10 without any card at all. The Club Card price makes you feel you are winning while still paying more than you need to. Self-checkout accepts the Club Card discount automatically when you scan your card. But the real loophole is knowing when the Club Card price is genuinely good and when it is theatre. Check the unit price. If the own brand is still cheaper per kilogram after the Club Card discount, the discount is a costume. First pattern break. The Morrison's weighing loophole. Here is where things get properly interesting. Morrison's Market Street counters sell loose deli meat, cheese and olives by weight. But the prices per kilo at the counter are almost always higher than the pre-packed equivalents on the shelf. However, during quiet hours, the counter staff will slice to your exact weight. You can ask for precisely 150 grams of ham instead of buying a 200-gram packet. You pay for what you need, not what the packet decided. At self-checkout, the deli label scans clean. No issues. The saving seems small, 50 grams of ham, maybe 30 pence. But across cheese, cooked meats and olives every week, the trimmed portions add up to £3 or £4 a month. You also waste less because you bought exactly what you will eat. Supermarkets make enormous margins on food waste. When you stop overbuying, you stop funding their profit line. The average British household throws away nearly £70 of food a month, according to WRAP. A significant chunk of that waste comes from pre-packed portions that were too big for the meal you actually cooked. Buying exact weights from the counter eliminates that problem entirely. Your fridge stays cleaner, your bin stays emptier, and your bank balance stays healthier. Number 16. The basket-only checkout hack. Most supermarkets have self-checkout areas split into basket-only machines and trolley-friendly ones. The basket-only section is almost always faster because it filters out large shops. But here is the trick. There is no rule that says you cannot visit the basket section twice. Do a large shop, pay for the first basket, bag it, return to the car or your trolley bay, and come back for round 2. It sounds tedious. It is not. Each pass takes 3 to 4 minutes, and you skip the 20-minute trolley queue entirely. People who use this regularly say they save more time than those waiting in a single long line. Number 15. The substitution goldmine. When you order groceries online, supermarkets substitute out-of-stock items with alternatives. Here is what most people miss. The substitution is often a more expensive product at the original price. A £1.50 own brand olive oil gets swapped for a £3 branded one. You pay £1.50. Some shoppers deliberately order items they know are frequently out of stock, banking on an upgrade. A mum in Nottingham told a consumer forum she received a 200-gram pack of Waitrose Parma ham as a substitute for a 99p pack of own brand sandwich ham, paid 99p, got a £4 product. Self-checkout connects to this principle in reverse. When you see an empty shelf with a price label still showing, check the app. If the item is listed as available for delivery but not on the shelf, the store still has stock. Ask at the service desk. They will often find it in the back or honor the price on a substitute. Number 14. Timing the new shelf stock. Supermarkets reduce to clear before restocking. This means the hour immediately after a new delivery is a goldmine of both reduced items and freshly dated replacements. Tesco typically receives deliveries overnight and stocks shelves between 6 and 9 in the morning. The yellow stickers from last night sit alongside brand new stock. You get the best of both. Fresh items with the longest dates and reduced items at their lowest price. Early morning self-checkout is empty, no queues, no rush. You scan at leisure and save on both the reduced finds and the fully stocked promotions you would have missed during the afternoon chaos. Number 13. Coupon stacking at self-checkout. Self-checkout machines in every major supermarket accept paper coupons. You scan your items, hit pay, and feed the coupon into the note slot or scan its barcode. Most machines accept multiple coupons per transaction. Manufacturer coupons from newspaper inserts, printable vouchers from brand websites, and in-store tear-off pads can all stack. A 50p coupon for Persil, plus a buy one, get one free on Comfort in the same transaction is entirely legitimate. The machine processes each one sequentially. Cashiers sometimes refuse multiple coupons because they are unsure of store policy. The machine does not have opinions. It reads the barcode and applies the discount. Coupon users who stack consistently report saving between £3 and £8 per shop. Second pattern break. The quiet scan error. Now here is where supermarkets really do not want you paying attention. The Consumer Rights Act 2015 does not require a store to sell you an item at the displayed shelf price. But most supermarkets have an internal policy that if an item scans higher than the shelf label, they will honor the lower price or remove the item from your bill entirely. Tesco, Sainsbury's, and Morrison's have all confirmed this informally. The policy exists to maintain customer goodwill. At self-checkout, if something scans higher than you expected, do not just accept it. Call the assistant over. Show them the shelf label on your phone or walk them to the aisle. 9 times out of 10, they will override the price. Some stores give you the item free. This is not a loophole. It is consumer protection. But fewer than 1 in 20 shoppers ever challenges a scanning error because the queue is watching and the pressure is real. Self-checkout removes the audience. Number 11. The forgotten loyalty points calculation. Tesco Clubcard points convert to vouchers at a rate of 1 penny per point. Spend £1, get 1 point, get 1 penny back. That sounds pathetic, but Clubcard vouchers triple in value when used with reward partners. A £5 voucher becomes £15 at Pizza Express, Cineworld, or RAC. The trick is never spending vouchers in store. Always convert them to partner rewards. A family spending £300 a month in Tesco generates roughly £36 in standard vouchers per year. Converted to partner rewards, that becomes £108. Free cinema trips, free meals. Self-checkout always prompts for your club card. Never skip it. Those points compound silently over months. The people who dismiss loyalty points as worthless are the same people paying full price for a family cinema trip that could have cost nothing. Number 10. The wonky veg secret. Asda, Morrison's and Lidl all sell wonky or imperfect fruit and vegetables at deep discounts. A wonky veg box at Lidl costs £1.50 for a selection that would cost £4 to £5 at normal prices. The produce is cosmetically imperfect. A bent carrot, a knobbly potato, a smaller than average apple. The taste and nutrition are identical. At self-checkout, wonky items scan at their reduced price with zero hassle. No one can see the shape of your carrots through the bag. These boxes sell out fast, usually by mid-morning. The regulars know the delivery schedule and arrive early. One family in Manchester told a local paper they saved over £600 a year buying nothing but wonky veg for their weeknight cooking. £600 on carrots and potatoes that look a bit funny. The same nutrients, the same flavour in a stew or a roast. Nobody at the dinner table has ever sent back a shepherd's pie because the potatoes were not photogenic enough. Number 9. The staff reduction trick. Here is something supermarket employees know but customers rarely discover. When reduced items do not sell, many stores allow staff to purchase them at the final markdown price at the end of their shift. This means staff know exactly when and where the deepest reductions happen. They see the patterns. You can learn the same patterns without working there. Befriend the person running the reductions. A polite question about when the next round of markdowns happens will usually get an honest answer. They are not hiding state secrets. They are just doing their job, and most of them will tell you if you ask nicely. Knowing the exact time that final reductions hit your local store is worth more than any coupon book ever printed. Number 8. The self-checkout bagging area trick. The unexpected item in bagging area error drives people mad, but it also creates an opportunity. When the machine flags an error and the assistant comes over, they authorize the item and move on. But some shoppers have learned that calling the assistant over also allows them to ask for a manual price check. If something is scanning wrong, the assistant override screen shows the actual price in the system. You can verify shelf price against system price in real time. It is not a confrontation, it is a clarification. And the assistants are almost always happy to correct genuine errors because they deal with pricing mistakes all day long. They know the system is imperfect. They have seen the same item scan at 3 different prices in 1 week. They are not your opponent at self-checkout. They are your ally. Treat them well, and they will go out of their way to make sure you pay the right price. Number 7. Buying by weight, not by unit. Bananas at every major supermarket are sold by weight, not by unit. A single large banana costs more than a single small one, but most people grab a bunch without thinking. At self-checkout, you weigh them yourself. Pick smaller bananas and you pay less. The same applies to avocados, mangoes, and loose potatoes. The difference between a large baking potato and a medium one can be 10 to 15 pence. Multiply that by 5 potatoes for a family shepherd's pie and you have saved up to 75 pence on one ingredient. It is not life-changing on a single item, but it is the same principle the supermarkets use in reverse. They put the biggest, heaviest items at eye level because they know weight means higher revenue. You just need to look one shelf down. Number 6. The app price versus shelf price. Tesco, Sainsbury's and Asda all have apps that sometimes show different prices than the physical shelf label. Promotions launch at different times on different platforms. An item might go on offer in the app at midnight, but the shelf label does not update until the next morning. If you scan an item at self-checkout and it rings up at the higher shelf price, but the app shows a promotion, call the assistant. Most will match the app price because the system recognizes it as a valid current promotion. The reverse also happens. Shelf price drops that the app has not caught up with. Always check both before you scan. Number 5. The end-of-aisle con and how to dodge it. End-of-aisle displays are not bargains. Supermarket buyers pay brands for that positioning. An end-cap Coca-Cola multi-pack displayed at £1.75 looks like a deal because it is in the promotion zone. But the own brand cola on the regular shelf costs 45p for the same volume. End caps are advertising, not savings. Self-checkout gives you the time to recognize this pattern because you are not rushing through a cashier lane trying to keep up. When you control the speed of your shop, you start to notice that the items screaming "deal the loudest" are almost never the cheapest option in the aisle. Number 4. Freezer aisle duplication. The fresh chicken breast on the meat counter costs £5 a kilo. The frozen chicken breast in the freezer aisle costs £3 a kilo. Same bird, same farm, often. The fresh one has a 5-day shelf life and a high chance of going in the bin. The frozen one lasts months and defrosts in hours. Across chicken, fish, vegetables and fruit, the freezer aisle is consistently 30 to 40% cheaper than the fresh equivalent. Self-checkout handles frozen items exactly the same as fresh. The barcode does not care about temperature. Families who switch their protein and veg buying to frozen first, fresh second, report savings of £15 to £20 per week without any change in meal quality. Frozen peas are picked and blast frozen within hours of harvest. They actually retain more vitamins than the so-called fresh peas that have spent 4 days on a lorry and 2 days on a shelf. The word frozen has been made to sound cheap. It is not cheap. It is smart. And the self-checkout machine does not care which aisle your food came from. Third pattern break, the receipt audit. Nobody checks their receipt. That is what supermarkets are counting on. Which? Investigation found that 1 in 10 supermarket items scans at a different price than the shelf label, usually higher. Over a 50-item shop, that is 5 potential overcharges. Even if each error is only 20p, that is £1 per shop. £52 a year, thrown away because you stuffed the receipt in your pocket and walked to the car. Self-checkout prints a receipt every time. Take it. Scan your eyes down the list before you leave the store. If anything looks wrong, the customer service desk will refund the difference on the spot. Some stores will refund the full item price as a goodwill gesture. This takes 60 seconds, and it is the single most effective habit any shopper can adopt. Number 2. The meal deal audit. Tesco, Sainsbury's and Boots all run meal deals. But the meal deal price only applies if you have selected one item from each eligible category. If you accidentally pick a sandwich that is not included, you pay full price for all 3 items. That can cost £6 to £7 instead of £3.50. Self-checkout shows you the breakdown before you pay. If the meal deal discount has not applied, you can see it on screen and swap the offending item before you tap your card. Cashier lanes process the transaction before you can react. Self-checkout gives you a 3-second window to catch an £8 mistake. Regulars learn which items are included and which are not. One office worker in Birmingham said he saved over £200 a year simply by checking the screen before hitting pay. Number 1. The cumulative effect. No single trick on this list will transform your finances overnight, but stacked together, they change everything. Loose produce saves £3. Unit price awareness saves £5. Yellow sticker timing saves £4. Own brand tiers save £8. Loyalty point conversion saves £9 a month. Freezer switching saves £15 a week. Receipt checking recovers £1. Each one feels small. Together, A family spending £400 a month on groceries can realistically reduce that to £160 to £200. That is not a fantasy figure. That is the maths. Supermarkets built self-checkout to eliminate cashier wages. They saved billions. They did not expect customers to use those same machines to slow down, compare, check, and challenge every single price. Self-checkout was designed to benefit the store. These 25 loopholes turn it into a tool that benefits you. Here is the thing nobody in the supermarket industry will admit publicly. The self-checkout machine treats every customer equally. It does not rush you, it does not upsell, it does not judge your basket. It is the only place in the store where the power shifts from the retailer to the shopper. Use it. Try 3 of these loopholes this week. Check your receipt on Saturday. Compare it to last week. Then come back here and tell me the number. I want to see it in the comments. Because once you start paying attention, you cannot stop, and your weekly shop will never look the same again.